Evan Hammond.
Joe Sherman.
Daniel O'Hare.
Opening thoughts, Coach.
Well, and finally get to talk about a win up here, which is really great. I mean, feels great. For a while there, I didn't think it was coming, but got it done.
Could you maybe expand on that a little bit? I mean, not only getting your first win here at JUCO after all that time, but having a milestone win as well, your 900th career victory.
Number 900 is nice. Number 1 feels a hell of a lot better than number 900, to be honest with you. You know, I'm a little emotional because 1985, I came up here with my dad. And he's the reason I'm here, so this was for him.
Daniel, what does it mean to be a part of this moment? Obviously, the emotion shown with your coach. What does it mean to be a part of this moment?
It's absolutely amazing, and it's huge. Delgado is known to be a family-oriented baseball club in school, and he lets us know that. He's got his dad's name above the scoreboard, and we all respect him, and I mean, we play for him.
Evan, kind of along that same note, you know, see a coach that's so invested in the program too. You know, when there's so much turnover all the time, to be able to stick around for the time and to do you guys as well, to be able to do that for him.
I mean, going off like what Lahair said, we pretty much. I mean, I don't even know how to explain it really. I mean, he covered everything really.
Man of many words, Lahair. Man of very few words. Heilman.
Evan, could you take me through that second inning? Here it was. They have bases loaded, no outs, and a lead at that point. Prime opportunity for them. What's going through your mind? And at that point, what got you guys out of that inning with minimal damage?
Really, I have this amazing defense behind me, and throwing strikes, keeping the ball down. I mean, it's easy to pitch when you have a defense like I do behind me.
You know, he threw 75 pitches. The only balls he threw above the waist were about 7 fastballs that we called for it to be above the waist, and that's what makes him so good. You know, everybody says, why did you save him for day 2 if you think he's your best? And to be quite honest with you, it was matchup. I mean, we try to do our homework and scouting reports, and we try to match up with our opponent. And we felt the apple pie was a dead pull team that we thought that sinkers and sliders that Nene threw would match up a lot better than Evan. So, you know, we try to do that, and we'll continue to do that. You're probably going to see a very shocked starter tomorrow when I post the lineup. In fact, I might have to get some smelling salts because he might faint when he finds out he's pitching. I don't even want to tell him that he's going to throw until probably about quarter to, what time is it, 10 o'clock game? I'll tell him about 9:30, I guess, that he's going to be the starter. But it's going to be, you know, we're going to try to match up guys from here on out. So we're not real deep on the mound, but we you know, we're going to do situational pitching from here on out. So we get Evan back in probably 3 days, having only thrown 75 pitches. We're up here to win. As I told you, you know, everybody always talks about the first win, the first win, the first win. You don't come up here just to get one win, you know. This year, I'm going to lie, I came up here to get one win. My son told me I had 899. I said, sure, could have waited a week to tell me that, but I've been thinking about that since he told me. So we, you know, we had that in the back of our mind. So, again, I'm sorry for my emotions, but the program was built by my dad, and trying to make him proud.
Joe, what's your dad's name?
Rags. His real name's Lewis, but nobody knew him by that.
You're emotional. Talk about what your emotions were right when that last out was made.
Wow.
That's your first win.
I was sure glad to see it go over the fence so we could save pitch count, really, to be honest with you. I was thinking, I wasn't really thinking about win number 1 or win number 900. I was thinking about trying to get out of there with after 5 innings. And, you know, it sounds crazy, but, you know, when you're trying to win this thing, you think of everything but, you know, yourself. And now that it's over, you do a lot of thinking.
Daniel, tell me some of your emotions when you see that ball go over the fence. I mean, you thrust your arms in the air when you were coming around. I mean, tell me what's going through your mind at that point.
There was so much going through my mind at one time. It's kind of unbelievable, and it was just kind of a shock. I mean, I knew I hit the ball very well and in the gap. Playing in Colorado, the balls just fly. And rounding first base, when it went over, I lost it. I was so excited.
Coach, moving forward, I know that not getting that win here, I know that that's kind of been a monkey on your guys' back. Moving forward, do you expect to see a looser team play?
Well,
You guys continue to
no, there's no doubt. You know, I was talking to Scott after the game, and you know what happens up here, guys, and you can tell your players and you can talk about it and talk about it and talk about it till you're blue in your face, but every year is a new club. You know, we've been here 3 years, and we can count on one hand the guys that have been able to play every day for us in those 3 years. So you're dealing with new kids every time you come up here. So you really to say that Delgado was 0 and whatever we were, 0 and 8, I guess, is not really fair because each year's a different club. But what we preach is to slow the game down and try not to become Herculean. You know, LaHare was Herculean today, but he slowed the game down to let himself. He didn't chase. Well, I shouldn't. He chased one bad pitch, but you know.
And he let me know.
Yeah, you can't try to hit the 3-run homer with nobody on base. You can't try to throw the ball 100 miles an hour. If I had one renovation that I would like to take to this place, I'd take that radar gun off the fence because our pitchers, and not only our pitchers, everybody pitches, try to see how hard they're throwing. They're playing in front of 50 to 75 college coaches. That's enough pressure right there. So they get out of that game. That's one thing that Howman did today that was phenomenal. He never got out of his game, and that's why he was successful. Threw the ball below the knees all day long, threw the slider when he needed to throw the slider, but he competed. And that's what you try to preach to your kids and preach to your kids and preach to your kids. But, you know, when the game starts, they're human tornadoes, and rightfully so. I mean, they're not going to – they're humans. They're like Coach Scott said. They're 18, 19, 20-year-old kids. You know, they're not men. We want to treat them like men, but, you know, the bottom line is they're kids. So they need to understand what it takes to be successful, and that's why winning is so important. Once you win and you understand the speed of the game and what it takes, then you become more successful. That's why the Iowa Westerns win. That's why the Sand Jacks win. That's because they know the feeling. Now, hopefully, our guys will understand the feeling and start to snowball downhill. And that's once that snowball starts rolling downhill, it's tough to stop. You know, I was talking to the Santa Fe coach after the game. They lost today's game yesterday in the bottom of the ninth. They didn't lose today's game today. I mean, it's an 18, 19, 20-year-old's emotion. I mean, there's no way you can get that far down and expect your kids to get up the next day. It would be Herculean for that to happen. So it's that type of, I guess, arena that we're in. You know, everybody's got the eyes on you. You know, these guys haven't talked in front of a microphone and 3 cameras in their life, much less today. So once everything starts to say, hey, this is pretty fun, I like this. LaHare, you know, gets to be on TV, and you know, by the way, he got his hair cut for me, and it looks good. It looks good. But I mean, that's what it is. You know, it's all about controlling your emotion.